power. It makes the world go round. Some lust for it, others shun it. But those who have power affect all of us, every day. For its year-end issue, Newsweek delved into the P word and its meaning, ultimately compiling a list of the 50 most powerful people in the world. After all, there is power in numbers. Some made the list simply for the number of missiles they control, others for their gross domestic product. But a global recession, the continued rise of new spheres of power, and the election of Barack Obama shook up the world order in a profound way. Here, we count down just a few of the lucky global leaders who made Newsweek's elite list. Sure, Oprah Winfrey is one of the richest women in the world. And yes, her TV show reaches 141 countries. But the reason this titan of talk made our power list may surprise you.
The funny thing about Oprah is, in one sense, she had a terrible year. All of her businesses were down. Viewership of her television show was down. The circulation of her magazine was down. On paper, she wasn't having a very good year at all. But as far as power goes, her association with Obama really, I think, raised her stock in ways that people never expected.
He is the one. Barack Obama!
We all know that Oprah can sell books, she can sell music, she can sell anything she puts on her show. But there are some people who would argue that she had a hand in getting Obama elected, and there's no more power than that. Oprah has already had to deny that Obama wanted to appoint her to some position in his cabinet as an advisor or something. So I think the speculation and certainly the anticipation will be, what is she going to do? She's not going to be in an official capacity, but is Obama going to come on her show regularly? Is Michelle or the kids? I think people think that she has a direct line to Obama, and they want to see how that relationship develops. I can't imagine he'll come on the shows where she talks about her dieting, but whether or not a sitting president would go on to the Oprah show on a regular basis will be interesting to see.
2008 brought big things to China, the Olympics and unwanted publicity over Tibet. Demonstrations followed the Olympic torch around the globe as China blamed the Dalai Lama for the turmoil. As China's power rises, so it would seem does His Holiness's. He ranks 46th.
As he ages, he becomes more and more and more holy, and it reminds me of John Paul II, the great pope, who kept on traveling and kept on promoting his causes, and the older he got, the more he touched people, the more holy he got. And I think this is happening with this Dalai Lama too. You know, he's not cutting back on his travel schedule. He keeps traveling, he keeps promoting his message, and I think that in his old age, he's becoming a much more important figure. Several months ago, he did cancel a trip, and President Bush called him up to commiserate on his condition, to give him condolences on his condition. And everybody thought that that meant that the Dalai Lama was dying, because when a head of state calls another head of state, it means that there's something really wrong. But in fact, what Dalai Lama's people told me was that it was code for, we in America support you as you go forward into your talks with China. So I think that international support, specifically from the West, is getting both more open and more frequent and more profound, and that in the next year that this is going to be this is going to increase.
2009 also raises some big questions for the Dalai Lama.
Where are the meetings taking place? Who's at the meetings? Is the Dalai Lama saying things about his successor that are interesting? He recently said that maybe his successor was going to be a woman, which was very controversial. Is he going to split up his legacy into a political legacy and a theological legacy, which would mean that he could keep control of the political situation in Tibet even as he ages? All of these are questions that are going to happen next year, and he is going to start making these little incremental moves toward protecting his legacy going forward.